Eyelashes are the icing on the cake of an eye drawing, or the detail that ruins your eye drawing completely. If that's what's been happening, or if you just want some tips to make the eyelashes on your eye drawings more believable, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll cover 8 top tips for drawing eyelashes that are realistic and convincing. Then, in the next video, I'll show you the step-by-step process of drawing eyelashes so you know exactly how to apply these tips to your drawings. Don't miss the free PDF guide accompanying this video outlining the tips that we'll cover here. You can download it at the link in the description box below or in the pinned comment below. Finally, my name's Marina. I'm a professional visual artist, arts educator, and founder of thedrawingsource.com, which is dedicated to helping you achieve new levels of realism in your drawings. Here are 8 essential tips for drawing realistic eyelashes. Only add eyelashes once the forms underneath them are shaded. A very common mistake in eye drawings, or any drawing really, is adding certain details too soon. In drawing, we work from the background to the foreground, and this becomes especially important when drawing eyes and eyelashes. For example, notice the stage that this eye drawing is at before I start drawing the eyelashes. It's not at the very end of the drawing process, but notice that all the forms underneath the eyelashes are finished. We can see both planes of each eyelid. We can even see the eyeliner that this individual is wearing. All of these details would be very difficult or impossible to add if I had drawn the eyelashes any earlier than this. Only at this stage, once the forms underneath the eyelashes are fully rendered, do I start drawing the eyelashes. Eyelashes are more of a finishing touch that should be added close to the end of your drawing. Before then, when I observe my model, I look through the eyelashes, ignoring them completely, with one exception. If there is an area where the eyelashes merge together into a prominent shape, I will add that particular grouping. In this drawing, for example, I added this grouping of eyelashes because it was such a distinct shape that it actually helped me draw the correct proportions in this whole area. When eyelashes merge into such a distinct shape, I find it more challenging to ignore it, more difficult not to indicate that shape. So I did add it earlier than usual, but notice that this is the only area where I indicated any eyelashes until close to the end of my drawing. Map out the eyelashes lightly before committing to them with dark, sharp lines. In drawing, we usually work in passes or stages. In the first pass of a block-in, for example, you might lightly map out general proportions. In the second pass, you get more specific, and your lines get darker and more confident. We can do the same thing when drawing eyelashes. Embrace working in a few passes, usually 2, maybe 3 for me. We start lightly so that we can analyze what we're seeing and accurately place the eyelashes before committing to them with those dark, sharp lines. Analyze what you're seeing before you draw. Because eyes and eyelashes are so remarkably unique from one person to the next, nothing replaces close observation. Before you start drawing the eyelashes, ask yourself, what's happening with the eyelashes in this scenario? To help you get specific with this, here are some questions to guide your observation. We can notice, where are the eyelashes the longest? Where are they the shortest? Are there any prominent groupings, areas where the eyelashes mass together into a larger shape? If yes, where specifically are those shapes or groups? Where are the eyelashes the sharpest? Where are they the softest? Where are they the darkest? And where are they the lightest? Notice the negative spaces or negative shapes between the eyelashes. Are there any notable negative spaces or shapes? What's unique about the eyelashes on this individual in this particular pose or reference photo? Because as soon as the model turns their head, the eyelashes and all the forms of the eye appear to change. This might seem like a lot to think about, but this is why you'll often hear that learning to draw is mostly learning how to see. If we don't notice these things visually first, are we going to draw them? No, we can't draw what we can't see. Once you train your sight to be this sensitive, your eye will notice these things for you, and it won't feel like you're having to consciously think about them. If drawing becomes a serious hobby for you, you'll notice your vision transform over time, and you'll start viewing the world around you with a heightened sensitivity. It's really very exciting. So, only once you're seeing these nuances do I suggest that you actually pick up a pencil and start drawing. Not before, because you'll only draw as well as you can see. The more sensitively you observe, the more realistic your drawing will be. The less sensitively you observe, the less realistic and believable your drawing will be. It's as simple as that. If you're enjoying this lesson, it's from my Eye Drawing Intensive, an in-depth course made to transform your eye drawings, just as I have and as my students have. You can learn more about the intensive at the link in the description box below. Simplify the eyelashes by grouping them together. You will rarely come across eyelashes where each one is a perfect individual hair. More often than not, especially when someone's wearing makeup, a few eyelashes might stick together, creating either a thicker line or a distinct shape. To draw the most realistic eyelashes, look for areas where they group or merge together. Noticing and drawing this simplifies our drawing process and results in a more realistic, natural, believable drawing. Squint at the eyelashes to find groupings and to determine where the eyelashes are more and less prominent. When we squint, so half close our eyes and view our subject or model with half closed eyes, several things happen. For example, details merge together, showing us groupings more clearly. Contrast can also increase, so dark areas look darker and light areas look lighter. Squinting can also show us where the sharpest edges are in the scene. The sharpest edges are the ones that continue to look the sharpest while we're squinting. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of edges, don't miss the Edge lesson of my free mini course, which I'll link to in the description box below. So, when I suggest squinting to see where eyelashes are more and less prominent, prominent can mean that they're darker, sharper, or both. Less prominent can mean that they are lighter, softer, or both. When you squint, notice which eyelashes stand out the most and ask yourself why. Do they stand out the most because they're dark, sharp, both, or are they in a grouping? Then recreate that on your drawing. Create a balance of unity and variety in the eyelashes. This is a cornerstone of composition, no matter what you're drawing. Too much sameness, or unity, can look boring. Too much variety can look chaotic and disjointed. We want to find a balance of both for the eyelashes to look realistic and natural. How do we do that? From time to time, step back from your drawing and ask yourself, are the eyelashes looking the same everywhere? If so, where can you create more variety? By lightening, darkening, sharpening, softening, grouping, or ungrouping some of the eyelashes. If you think there's too much variety in the eyelashes, if they look very chaotic, ask yourself, why do they look chaotic? Notice all the variations you have going on in the drawing. Maybe the eyelashes aren't fanning out in a logical way. Maybe they're jutting out at every possible angle. Maybe each eyelash is a different value, a different lightness or darkness. This step will take some analysis. Then, ask yourself, where can you create more unity, more sameness? This can be through grouping, reducing contrast in some areas, etc. Finally, look at the reference and ask yourself, where are the eyelashes most similar? Where is the greatest variety? Then recreate that in your drawing. When you're just beginning your drawing, start with the eyelash that's easiest for you to locate and draw accurately. This might be different for everyone. For me, in this drawing, for example, it was the farthest eyelash on the upper eyelid. As I drew it, I visualized a horizontal line through this point where the eyelids meet. And I looked to see how far above this line is this eyelash. Then I visualized the same line on my drawing to help me place the eyelash. I'll show you the entire step-by-step tutorial of drawing the eyelashes here in my next video. When you're looking for the easiest eyelash to start with, check for landmarks that make it easy to position. Maybe it's right in line with another part of the eye. Maybe there's a very distinct negative shape right next to the eyelash. Drawing is a problem-solving activity, and we always want to be looking for relationships between two elements to make sure we're placing them correctly. Before we move on to the last tip, as you can see, there's so much to learn about every feature of the face. And that's why I teach how to draw the features, the eyes, nose, lips, etc., separately first, before combining them into portrait drawing as a whole. If you're ready to transform your eye drawings, I invite you to learn more about the Eye Drawing Intensive, which is linked in the description box below. Tip 8 is to be intentional by spending more time looking than you do drawing. As you can see by now, drawing eyelashes is not a free-for-all where you just randomly draw hairs sticking out in all directions. At least not if you want them to look as realistic and believable as possible. Instead, let's move slowly and intentionally. Allow it to be meditative. Observation that's completely engaging is actually one of my favorite parts of drawing. When I'm so present in the process of close observation that there's no room for thought. I'm not wondering what I'll have for lunch. I'm not thinking anything. I'm fully there in the present moment, observing this fascinating subject. In the next video, I'll show you the step-by-step process of drawing realistic eyelashes, so you can see these tips in action and learn how to apply them to your eye drawings. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you there.